All right, guys, welcome back to the gym. We're going to get going. We're going to do handstand strength. So what we're going to do is we are going to start our workout with Jack, and Jack's going to start with walking with wrist rolls. Then you're going to do all your wrist stretches. So you're going to do your palm up pull down and your pinky up stretch and single finger pull down stretch. So there you go.
First finger. Second finger.
I want you to hold each one for about 10 seconds.
Third finger. Fourth finger. On the other hand, first finger. Second finger. Third finger.
You're going to do palm up pull down stretch.
Fourth finger. And stretch. Pinky up stretch. On the other hand. Hand on top of hand on the back stretch. Okay.
So,
Hands forwards.
so watch, I'll show you the rest of it. I'm going to go to Aiden. He'll help you out, okay? You did good, man. It was good to have you on the mic, my dude. Wait. There you go, Aiden. So one arm, the other stretch?
Yeah.
All right, so I want you to do that differently. Jack, I want you to open up your left wrist. That's closing it. Open up your left wrist. That's it, and that will stretch your bottom arm. That's the actual stretch. You should stretch your forearm.
Left arm circles forward, right?
Yep, that's good.
Backwards. Right arm circles forward. Backwards. Front low, go high.
One hand on top of the other?
This?
Yep. Elbows above your head. That's it. Face your thumbs straight backwards, Jack. And make sure that your arms are behind your head the whole time. That's it.
Go up on tippy toes. Go on your ankles. Go on your knees. Go back on your knees. Go on your ankles.
That's it, guys. Good job.
And then
Hands on your waist, feet face in and feet face out. I'm just going to go like this so Jack can see. Just feet face in, feet face out. Then you're going to do slow kick walks with your feet flexed. That's it. Then you're gonna do sideways kicks. down to your knee. All right, let's go 5 minutes.
Lat stretch in a hollow.
Hey, Austin, nice to see you.
Open up to an arch, tight arch. Other side in a hollow. Open up to an arch.
The most important thing in this warm-up is that your heart rate, the heart rate that you just worked for 5 minutes to increase, doesn't go down. So I want this to be movement, movement, movement.
Elbows.
Still don't think that we've ever done it really fast enough.
Other way.
Still trying to just finish teaching you guys what it is. But if you can just keep moving the whole thing all the way through, no stopping.
Hips. Other way. Knees. Other way. Spider-Man left and right. Left and right. In the middle. Bend your knees, straighten them. Wrist circles, fingers face forward, fingers face out. Fingers face towards each other. Fingers face towards you. Flip over, push gentle. 15 wrist push-ups. Other way. Dave Tilley stretch.
Sorry. So Jackson is going to keep his back here, Jack, rounded. And he's not trying to bend his front knee. He's trying to slide his hips forward and actually stretches. Jack, it'll stretch your left leg, the front of your left leg, all the way from your hip down to your knee. That's what we're trying to stretch there.
Other leg.
I think it's a better stretch than typical split stretch, because typically in a split, when that part of your body stretches, people turn their back leg out, and that's what muscle we're trying to stretch. So I think this isolates that muscle better.
Leg stretches. Separate your feet.
Yeah, point your own toes with your own hands.
Left hand, left foot. Right hand, right foot. Separate your feet more. Left hand, left foot. Right hand, right foot. Separate your feet to 90 degrees. Left hand, left foot.
Everybody okay with handstand strength? Thumbs up if that's okay with you. Okay, good. All right, sweet.
Right hand, right foot. Elbows in the middle. As wide as you can go. Left hand, left foot. Right hand, right foot. Elbows in the middle.
So guys, remember, tomorrow morning, we have Yin in the morning at 10 o'clock, and then me right afterwards, 12 to 2. I already even spoke to Yin. We're good to go, and I think I'll be able to do that probably through the summer. So we should be good to go through the summer if you guys want, at least, okay? Jackson disappeared, everybody. I know.
Back.
All right. I thought you exploded.
Shoulders and bridges.
Right. We're going to go to Abdurrahim for our first Future Star flexibility routine after shoulders and bridges. Then we're going to go to Austin. Yeah, we can keep going. I just want to make sure I give you guys the heads up. Shoulders over your hands. So you got to walk. Oh, Jack, shoulders over those hands, buddy.
Shoulder stretch.
Oh, look at the ceiling. And not only because I think it'll stretch you better, but that's what the rules are.
Push up to a bridge.
That's it. Look at your hands. Look at your hands. There's such ease. As soon as you don't look at your hands, I take the deduction. As soon as
Shoulder stretch.
Here you go. As soon as you don't look at the ceiling here, I'm taking the deduction. Jackson, your left toe is on top of your right toe. Jack, very good stretch. Abdurrahim, good job. Look at the ceiling. Aiden, try to keep working your hands closer and closer. And Austin, I can see kind of your chin. And I like your chin. It's a good chin.
All right, I think that's it.
Go to Abdurrahim. Abdurrahim, you got the mic. Let's go on our first Future Star flexibility routine. Everybody's going to do one of them. After you, my dog. It's your mic.
Okay. Arms forward. Don't fall. Push position. Right leg split.
Big, huge foot flex in the beginning of that split. You got to fix that. Now it's good, but in your transitions.
Hold. 1,
Arms good.
3. Straddle.
All of these splits, you have to have your arms horizontal, Jack, in all of your splits.
Slide on your belly.
Huge foot flex, Abdurrahim. Big, huge foot flex on the transition again. 3/10. Transition here, toe point. Knees, knees. Look at your hands.
1, 2, 3. Slide down. Up, forward and back. Look at the ceiling.
Thank you, sir.
1, 2, 3. Slide to play position. Hold. 1, 2, 3.
Muy bien. Yeah, that's a good final shape there. All right, just make sure that it's completely and totally horizontal. Level 10,000. Ooh, level 10,000. He's already got a jump on everybody. He's halfway through the next routine. All right, so I'm gonna go to Jackson and we will catch up to Aiden. Aiden's like literally light years ahead of us right now. All right, Jackson. Hey, let's do this. I'm gonna deduct. Everybody knows it. I'm gonna deduct instead. It's more fun for me to deduct. Okay.
Should I still talk?
No, you just do it and I'll just deduct and Jack can watch. Everybody knows what's going on. But I just want to give you guys feedback. Your arms didn't enough and your leg didn't kick high enough. I would have taken deduction. Start again. Start again, bro. I didn't see it, first of all. I thought the computer chopped, but at the same time, I don't think that your arms and legs lifted high enough. So I would have already taken the deduction before you even started, really. Okay, good luck, sir. That was good. Point at the ceiling. Yeah, no deduction. Don't pause there. I would have taken 1/10 for the pause. 2/10 on the toe, 2/10 on the split. 2/10 on the split. No other deduction. 2/10 on the toes as you went down, and 2/10 on 1/10 the hold. 2/10 not down enough. 2/10 on the front toe, 1/10 on the back knee, 2/10 on the split, and 2/10 no hold. Ooh, looks like Jackson's getting annoyed. But get those toes together. They're apart just a teeny bit. I would have taken 1/10. And make sure those shoulders are over your hands, but I won't take a deduction because of the camera angle, and I'm assuming it was perfect. Look at the ceiling. Your hands are like 1 inch too far apart. I would have taken 1/10. And I think I would take 3/10 on the shape, but your toes are perfect. And look at the ceiling. I'm looking to see those toes if they break. That's it. I would probably maybe take 2/10. Got to be a little bit lower on that. Okay? Man, love you, buddy. Love you, buddy. I'm not trying to be too harsh. All right, I'm gonna try to hammer. Hey, Austin, where are you? I'm gonna make Abdurrahim cry. Here we go. All right, Abdurrahim, have thick skin, buddy. Here we go. All right, Jack, coming to you next. Gonna tear it apart. Abdurrahim, I'm gonna try to get 2 points on you. If I get 2 points on me, if I get 2 points on you today, I'm gonna watch an extra half an hour of television. Okay, Abdurrahim, here we go. I'm already looking at your fingers. I'm looking at your toes. All right, here we go. Whenever you're ready. Kick, no deduction. No deduction. No deduction. 2/10 toes. Your chest is low 1/10. So I'm at 3 right now. In the transitions, arms horizontal. I'm only at 3 right now. No deductions. 1/10 knees. I'm at 4. 1/10 not down enough. I'm at 5. 1/10 it came up. 1/10 toes. 6, 7. You're looking down. I'm not taking a deduction for it, but don't look down. 7/10. 1/10 knees in the swing around leg. 1/10 your toes came apart. So now we're at 9. Slide down. I'm not taking a deduction for the walking. I would take a deduction for your arms being bent. Ooh, dirty, 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 dirty. I'm at 9. Right, Abdurrahim? Good job. Fun to watch. Yeah, good, good. You respond to pressure pretty well. I like that. 9/10. So it starts at a 10-0. I would have gone 9-1, and I think we're trying to get you to a 9-5, right? I think that's what the goal was. All right, Aiden, we're gonna come to you. I'll give you a score. See if we're getting closer to your goal. Okay, Jack. No, Jack. Again, start again. Start again. The routine says, Jack, start again, buddy. The routine says that you have to lift your arms forward while kicking. So lift your arms forward while you kick. I'm looking at your fingers. That was good. Don't stop here. Go right away. Go right away. Go right away. Right to the right. That's it. Hold. 1 1,000. Arms are a little high. 2 1,000. 3 1,000. Switch to the middle split. And arm position again. Boom. Nasty. 1, 2, 3. Hands on the ground. Feet 90 degrees. Make sure your feet go 90 degrees first and then go. Yeah, I would say maybe take 1 because you're not down on the ground spilling water. I'll teach you what that means. And up and left leg. Look at that big, huge toe deduction. And your left leg is not square at the camera. It's diagonal. It's a little crooked, right? So you want to move that left leg a little bit over. There you go. And I want your toes together. I understand if your heels can't go together, but I want your heels together. I mean your toes. Your toes together the whole time. Toes together, toes together. Right, you're not going to get deductions if your toes are together like that. But if your heels are together and your toes apart, it's a deduction every single time. Okay, toes, 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 toes. Okay, Jack, good job. All right, Aiden, let's get your score. All right, here we go. Okay, man, I probably have like 2.3 off, right? So I would say 2.3, that gives you a 7.7 or so. And I think we're shooting for 8.5, or is it, I think it's an 8.0, right? 8.0, thumbs up, 8.0. What was your, go back to what your goals were, what you wrote in your goals. Remember, we wrote future star goals, so that's why we're talking about that. Okay, all right. I'm pretty sure your future star goal was an 8.0. I'm pretty sure. All right, so guys, we're gonna do handstand strength. We've done this a number of times before. We did it last Sunday, and we're gonna do it on Saturday again when Chris gets here. It's just these shapes here against the ground, and we're gonna have to do some handstand holding and stuff. The first one here is you're gonna lay against the ground like this. All right, and Jack, you'll see that there's a difference between this shape here and this shape here. All right, when you're in a handstand, I do not want to see this arch in your lower back. But you see a lot of young kids, kids whose backs and shoulders aren't strong enough. They do handstands like this. So what I want you to do is I want you to lay on the ground, and I want you to start in this shape so you understand what not to do, and then rotate your hips to this shape and hold it. So Jack, I usually am going to go for 2 minutes. And I want you to kind of hold that shape for the whole 2 minutes. All right, so today is all about Today is all about holding things, holding your handstands for a long period of time. Occasionally, you only have 1 minute and 46 seconds to go. Occasionally, Jack, what you can do is open up your hips again. Open up those hips one more time, the arch. So at least you can feel what not to do. And then roll back. And I want you to really study this shape because we're going to use this shape in your back for like the next 20 minutes and actually for all of your handstands. So we have 1 minute and 20 seconds. And now what you're doing, because you're laying on the back, you don't have to worry about balance. You have no weight on your hands. Your knees are bent, so you don't have to think about form. And we're isolating down the handstand to one thing, just the strength and the stability of your hips and your core. And then in the next exercise, we're going to do the same thing, but you're going to keep your legs straight. And we're going to add form to it. But the common denominator in all of the strengths that you're going to do today, the common thing that we're thinking about is this hip and core strength that you're doing right now. And it's not putting your lower back into the ground. What it is it's rotating your hips. So for the rest of the day, I want you to rotate your hips just like you're doing right now and focus on this shape above and beyond all that we do. And if you can keep this shape in your back as you do your handstands in the future, I think it's going to add a lot more stability and structure to your handstands. So we have about 15 seconds to go. I want you to go the whole time, and you're thinking about what happens when you do this shape. It's you're tightening your core, you're tightening your back, but you're rotating your hips like forward. So the next exercise, and we're going to start. I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds in between each of these strengths, and we're just going to go rapid fire and get them done. So the next exercise is the same thing that you just did. It's just with your legs straight. And now what you're going to do is you're going to start to incorporate a little bit of form. All right. And because your legs are straight now, before when your legs were bent, you didn't have to think about form at all. When they were like this, form wasn't an issue now. Right? You could just go back and forth and think about the hip shape, but now form is part of it. And you notice he goes back and forth from shape to shape, and his toes are tight. And when he gets to this shape, I want you to also take a look at how much of a straight line from his fingertips to his toes there is. All right, so we already started for this 2 minutes. So we're gonna go 2 minutes on, 30 seconds for me to give you the next exercise, and then we move on. But again, the whole thing is about that hip shape in the front. Rotate that hip, and even if you wanna arch your back a little bit so you can feel what not to do, and then rotate your hip into it, and that's a handstand. All right, open up that back and rotate into it. Open up that back and rotate into it. That's it. All right, you guys got 1 minute and 30 seconds. Now, I don't really care during this 2 minutes what you do, how much you do. Your body is unique to you, so when you need to rest, you can rest. But the importance of being able to do a handstand and the big levels of gymnastics is unquestionable. And if you guys are able to do a 5-minute handstand or a 3-minute handstand or just a solid handstand, and the people on your team are not able to do that, or the people you're competing against are not able to do that, then in gymnastics, you have the advantage. Great shape, Abdul Rahim. Good job. The same thing, Jackson, good toe point. It's more like this rotation of your hip. You rotate your hip forwards, like the back of your hip comes backwards, but the front of your hip, the bottom of your hip comes forwards. And it's also engaging your lower abdomen, your lower stomach muscles too. So you're not just in this huge, uncontrollable angle in your spine. A lot of time that angle in the spine is going to become more prominent if you can't get your arms above your head, or if you have bad wrist flexibility. All right, so we have about 10 seconds to go, guys. And then when you come back to the screen, the next exercise will be up, and we got 30 seconds. So you guys can come to the screen now, take a rest. So what you're going to do is you're going to go between these two shapes. And notice his shoulder blades are not on the ground. he's still rotating the hips. He's in this shape here with his hips, but now he's working it with his body, his heels off the ground. It's the same thing, but now it's so to the extreme that only his lower back is touching. And he's working on keeping those hips rotated the whole time while he's going from shape to shape. 2, 1, and go. If you don't get it right, it doesn't matter. What matters is down the line, are you going to have a handstand that's going to make you a champion? Now, Jack, if you can round your shoulders up even just a little bit more, if you look at that picture, his shoulder blades and his shoulders are not on the ground. It's really like only half, that's better. Only half of his back is on the ground. Jackson, I think that the shape that you had initially was good, but then you made it a little bit too extreme. And then Abdurrahim, I think I would rotate your hips a little bit more. Look at his shoulder blades, his only half of his back is on the ground. His shoulder blades aren't anywhere near it. All right, Abdurrahim, that's pretty good, although I would round a little bit more. Even still, that's better, like that. Like that, and just really kind of rotate, and it's more like curling the hips underneath so that the feet come up as well a little bit. That's it, but don't go back down, Aiden, all right? If you look at the two pictures, I'll put it on Spotlight, and he doesn't change his body shape at all. He doesn't go from stretch to hollow. We got 1 minute to go. He just goes boom, boom, boom. The only thing that changes is just the arms above his head. All right, everything else is just nail hollow. That's better, Aiden. I like that better. You guys can take a rest whenever you want. You know, I think he's also staring at his toes, taking account for his toes. Abdurrahim, you got to round up in your shoulders more so that your shoulder, that's better. You got to develop, that's the strength right there, Abdurrahim. Yeah, I think that's much better there. Yeah, that's no fun. That's no fun. But this is, I think, better, right? It's a little to the extreme. It's a little to the extreme, but it's better for sure. All right. That's what we're looking for. I think that's better. All right, guys, 15 seconds. I'll put the next exercise on. And what you guys are going to work on now is you're going to work on a huge base of support. So there's no way to fall over. So you don't have to worry about holding it with your arms. You don't have to worry about your wrists getting any like force or your elbows. But from your chest all the way to your toes is a handstand. And you're worrying about opening up your hips and squeezing your hips the same way that you did before. And now what your toe point is. All right, so I want you to open up your hips. If you notice, from his elbow to his toes is a perfectly straight line. All right, we have 8 seconds to go. And now, because you're not on your hands and you don't have any weight on your wrists or your shoulders, you don't have to worry about holding the handstand. All you have to worry about is what your form is like and what your core is like and what your knees look like. And you're looking at your toes and you're just trying to push yourself every time to hold as long as you can. Right? Because when Yusuf went to one of the college camps, one of the exercises that they wanted him to do was a 3-minute handstand hold. So I know that if he goes back to that camp again, they're going to ask him to do this 3-minute handstand hold again. And if he's not prepared, then I think that's on me and that's on us. I think you guys need to understand that holding a handstand for, a minute or longer is the expectation, and it's difficult to do, but you guys got to start training holding things a long time. Anytime you need to come down, you can take a rest. I don't really care about that, but you want to push yourself to the limit in terms of what you can take and achieving your goals. Now, Abdurrahim, I think that you need to keep your knees tight. I think you have a little bit of a pike in your hips, just a little bit. That's better. Opening up, that's better. It's even better right there is better. Opening up those hips, not in a pike, not in a pike. Jackson, I think you have a little tiny pike. Jack, you have a little pike. So Jack, don't move. Look what your hips look like. Open up those hips, right? No pike in those hips. Open up, that's better. It's better, Jack. 27 seconds to go. That's it, Abdurrahim. I mean, I still have a teeny bit of a knee bend, and that's better with your hips being open. You got to squeeze those hips and squeeze your stomach muscles. All right, you have 12 seconds to go. You guys finish up. I'll get the next exercise on. This one's wicked fun. Okay, so I want you to just go as low as you can. If you notice, he's looking straight ahead at the floor, not ducked, but his ears are between his shoulders. not moving. He's on the tips of his feet, so he's on his feet, not on a toe point. So this is all about that same hip rotation and that same hip control, but now in this shape. We start in 5 seconds. I want you to go as long as you can. All right, we have 2 minutes to do each of these exercises. So if you go 30 seconds, I'll give you a 30-second countdown if you start right now, and you get to rest the next 30 seconds. All right, you have 52, now you have only 20 seconds to go. And you just want to see how long you can hold it there. And then the next exercise, you want to see how long you can hold it there. And that's it. You just kind of just force yourself, looking straight at the ground, and it's like meditation. Just stare at the ground, pretend it's not a big problem. All right, guys, rest. Let's go palm up, pull down, stretch. Palm up, pull down, stretch. Give your wrists a little bit of a break. And switch hands, palm up, pull down, stretch. Keep that arm straight, Jack. Keep your arm straight, Jack. Abdurrahim, for the rest, buddy. Rest is good, Abdurrahim. All right, guys. All right, now you guys are on the clock. Abdurrahim hasn't rested yet. Still up. Another 30 seconds. I mean, we got 59 seconds. Somebody's trying to push Abdurrahim. Jack, right now, Abdurrahim's showing you that he can do this longer than you, and I don't think you're going to be happy with that, so. That's it. I want you to look directly at the wall, at the ground underneath you. I want you to think about the shape, using this shape in your giants, using this shape everywhere. You have to be like a master of this shape and also a master of a stretch shape. You have 32 seconds to go. And remember, your goal, the whole time, your goal is to learn not how to do a handstand, but to learn how to hold a handstand for minutes at a time. For like 2 minutes. 1 minute, 2 minutes, I think is enough. All right, 15 seconds to go. Good push, guys, good push. All right, the next exercise is on the screen. Now we're gonna take a little pressure off of your body. But over the next 3 exercises, we're gonna add a little bit more. So I want everybody to just take a look at his hands, his elbows, his shoulders, his ears, and his head. If you take a look at that part of his body, he's in a complete and perfect handstand. But his legs are on the ground, so his legs aren't adding weight to his wrists. And not only that, his legs are bent, so you don't have to think about form. So his hands are not incurring as much weight as they normally would in a handstand. But other than that, he's in a handstand on his hands. So I want you guys to do a 2-minute handstand like that. That's the goal. Now, Abdurrahim, I would move your shoulders forward a little bit more. That's it. And I want you to imagine that you're in a handstand. Now, if you need to take a rest and your wrists are beat up, then take a rest and roll your wrists out. I don't really care. The whole goal, though, is right now, this is going to be the easiest handstand you have to hold for 2 minutes today, because after that, we add a little bit more weight and a little bit more weight and a little bit more weight. So at the very least, commit to this one for 2 minutes. And then the rest of them for the night, you can take more and more breaks if you need to, as long as next time you take less breaks. Jackson, I would put your shoulders over your hands more. Right now, your shoulders are like above the back of your wrist, and you would just fall out of your handstand. So I think you need to lean forward. Yeah, more forward, Jackson, more forward. That's good, that's good. Not too much, not too much. That's good there. Like you're in a handstand, you're just looking at your hands. You guys got 1 minute to go. And you're pretending you're in a handstand, Jack. So you're using your fingers, you're using your wrists the same way that you normally would in a regular handstand. You're pretending you're at Boston Classic in the handstand contest at the end, fighting for that handstand win. You're pretending, Aiden, that you're stomping Jack, because Jack can't win forever. And Wednesday's coming up. All right. Then you're trying to just make it so that you can hold a handstand. You got 30 seconds to go. And you want to have that weight on your hands a little bit, but obviously not the whole weight of your body. So just the weight of your hands. All right, you have 20 seconds to go, and that would have been a 2-minute, no body weight handstand, which is a good start, Abdurrahim. Good job, Jack. Austin, good work. Austin, I can't see any of you, so it's hard for me to make comments, but I love you, buddy, and you're repping the 6 for 6 in your shirt like a savage. All right, you got 4 seconds to go, so I'll show you the next exercises. Give me 1 second. All right, so the next exercises are up. So now we're gonna go here. And now it's pretty much the same exact thing that you did. Again, notice how straight it is from his toes all the way to the mid back. So his hips are tucked in. Same thing that from the first exercise. The hips are in control. But now his legs are straight. So here, it didn't account for form at all. Form wasn't part of the game. But now look at his toes are pointed. Even his toes are pointed. So now the only difference between this and this is that now you have to add form. You still don't have to add weight to your hands. All right, Aiden, I would face your fingers forward and use this also as a wrist flexibility exercise. You can face them out whenever you want. You can do whatever is comfortable, but push yourself in terms of stretching here. All right, we've already started. We only have 1 minute and 33 seconds to go. So Abdul Rahim, I want you to add more shoulders over your hands a bit more. That's it, just stop there. Now, if you need to take a rest, I don't care, it's not about that. But you also need to recognize the fact that this is the easiest, right, you don't have any weight on your hands, so if you can't do this for 2 minutes, then we have to start at least here. You only have 1 minute, 8 seconds to go. Take a rest whenever you want. But you guys are gonna go back with a handstand, a solid, long handstand. All right, and there's a reason why like that kid, Sebastian and Jack are able to do handstands. I bet they work them a lot. Not saying that you guys don't, right? But it's just if you work it and you give yourself opportunities to stay, you got 44 seconds to go. Take a rest whenever you want. All right, good job, Abdul Rahim. Just think about your form. Think about tightening your hip, opening that, like keeping that hip nice and tight, just like you did in the first exercise. The next exercise, you're going to be able to make a choice. We have 3 different heights and 3 different challenges that you can do. All right, you got 15 seconds to go. Push yourself for maybe 10 seconds. I'll put it on the screen. The next exercise is here. All right, now, Jack, you can either do this, or if you have something that looks like this. So now it's just adding a little bit more weight. This is now your toes are balanced on the ground. So there's really no contribution to your legs in terms of weight on your hands. But now it's going to get a little bit higher and a little bit higher. And then you add a little bit more weight. So I want you to choose this one here where you have a solid surface, or this one here where you don't have a solid surface. And if you think that this is something that's more challenging to you, you can try either one of those 3. And we have 1 second. All right, so we're already started our 2 minutes. Again, notice how straight his hips are here, no pike. It's a complete total straight line from his toes to his ears. All right, here he's got a little bit more of a lean forward in his hands in order to maintain balance. So here on these 3 exercises, maybe your shoulders should be 1 inch in front of your hands a little bit, but your shoulders should not be in front of your fingertips, right in between your fingertips and the back of your palm. And now here, Jackson, I think that your shoulders are in a great shape, but I think that you want to be a little bit more, there you go, a little bit more open in those hips. And now you just want to pretend with all of your brain that you're in a handstand, holding it, holding that handstand. If you need to take a rest at any time, do so. Jack, I want you to move forward actually so that only the tops of your feet are touching, so that it becomes more and more of a core and a hip strength, right? If you put your feet too far away, it doesn't become as much of a core strength anymore. So this is better. Abdul Rahim, good push. All right, you guys got 52 seconds to go. Maybe after this, we'll go through a little bit of wrist flexibility and give your wrists a break, but we only have 2 more handstand holds for right now. Handstand holding exercises. So we have 38 seconds to go. Jack, make sure your shoulders are in front of your hands. Looks like you're kind of like leaning towards the ball a little bit. Remember, you're trying to be in a handstand. When you look down at your hands, you're imagining you're in a handstand, right? You're not trying to be in a planche with your brain. You're looking at your hands, imagining that you're on the floor in the middle of your handstand, holding it, holding it, holding it. So maybe your ears should be a little bit more like neutral. And if you just look at your hands, I want you to imagine a handstand. You guys got 10 seconds to go. And then the next exercise, you have a choice between 1 or 2 exercises. And this one here, what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit more body weight. Let's take a little rest, okay? Does everybody need a rest? Thumbs up if you guys need a rest. All right, so thumbs up. Let's go, Jackson. Can you do your wrist flexibility? Well, let's just take a break. I'll put you on mic. Go through the whole thing, and then we'll finish. We're about halfway through.
First finger pull down stretch. Second finger. Third finger. Pinky finger. First finger next hand. Second finger. Third finger. Pinky finger. Palm up, pull down stretch. Other hand. Pinky up stretch. Other hand. One hand on top of the other stretch. Other hand.
Let's do the ones where you're just on your hands and knees, fingers facing forward, a couple circles. We got about 30 seconds to go. Actually, we got another minute, so take your time. You guys can go get a quick drink if you want to, obviously.
Fingers face out. Fingers face towards each other. Fingers face towards you. Flip over, push gentle. Some wrist push-ups. Other way.
Okay, the next exercise is this, guys. Now, what you're doing is you're just adding a little bit more weight here. So you still don't have to be responsible for the weight of the legs because the legs are balanced by the yellow block. But you are now adding the trunk, the weight of your trunk and your upper body to the handstand. So now look at how straight of a line it is from his wrists all the way to his waist. So from his upper body to his hands, it's absolutely a handstand. And he's pretending to be in a handstand contest, a no walking handstand contest with Jack from Severn, GTC, UK, 13, trying to beat him. Because we cannot have this kid keep beating us. All right? So what we have to do is figure out how to hold a handstand. So here, I want your hands directly under your shoulders. Jackson, there you go. I wanted a big, beautiful pike shape. If you can't quite get in a perfect pike, I get you. I think, Jackson, your shape is good. We already started. You only have a minute to go. So we'll have a quick station here. And if you want, Jack, you can lift one leg up like Jackson's going to do and try to keep that part of you straight now. Right? That's it. And maybe you can even switch legs. Right? And you're just trying to learn how to hold, not just be in a handstand, but develop the strength it takes to hold it. Now, you don't have to hold it for 5 minutes, but you're definitely going to have to hold a handstand for a minute. We have 36 seconds to go. At any time, you can take a rest. Now, Jack, I think your shoulder angle is closed. You have a shoulder angle. Don't look at the camera as much. I want a perfect pike. All right, so that's it. And look at your body. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Move your feet closer towards your hands. Move your feet closer towards your hands. Yeah, and be in a better pike shape. Better. Now look at your hands. That's better, like that. That's what I want, that shape. Don't move from that shape. All right, Jackson, you have to get your hands, you have to get your feet further so you're in a bit of a better pike. Okay? All right, that's better, Jack, that's better. Okay, guys, let's take a rest. Let's go to the next screen, and we take a rest on your wrists for a while. Okay, so this is the next exercise here. Let me get it on 1 second. So the next exercises are going to be here, all right? And what you're going to do is you're going to work on the lower body part of a press. All right, so the first part of a press is taking your feet from like a push-up shape or a seal position or a split. And it's moving your feet closer and closer and closer to your hands. And you're folding first. You're trying to get your feet as close to your hands as possible. So you're going to start in like almost a push-up shape. And you're going to press to this part of a headstand. And you're going to slide your feet all the way to the line. And then you're going to slide your feet all the way back down. We only have 1 minute and 28 seconds, by the way. You're going to slide your feet to the line and slide your feet back down. Don't do a press handstand. Just do the slide first. Jack, I want you to move your head in front of your hands more, I believe. It might be the camera angle, but Jackson, I want your head to be a little bit further in front of your hands too. Abdur Rahim, it looks pretty good. I want you to try to get your feet as close to your hands as possible by piking as hard as you can and lifting your hips and your bum and pushing through your back as hard as you can. That's it. Feet to your hands as close as you can. And that's the first shape of a press handstand. All right. And then once your feet are as close to your hands as you can, then you lift your feet up. So if you guys want to do that press to headstand for right now, you can as well. So you're going to press all the way, feet to your hands, all the way, compress, and then feet up. All right, 30 seconds to go. Let's try to do a couple more. Feet down, open up, and then all the way compress and back up. That's it, guys. It's the compression part that's going to help you guys have successful press handstands. This part, and then the rise. All the way hips up, get your feet close to your hands, and what you're doing is you're eliminating what's called torque associated with your legs. All right, guys, stand up. Next exercise is these ones here. I'm going to do a little bit of scap stuff. So you're going to have your hands above your head. 1 second, I'll get it on. You're going to have your hands above your head, and you're going to be doing scap, elevation, and depression. Elevation is when your scap are up, your scapula, your shoulder blades are up, and then down is depression. Elevation, depression, elevation, depression. Right, I want you to do sets of 20 of them and then rest for 10 seconds. We already started the clock. And these muscles that you're using here are called your rotator cuff muscles. And I want to make sure that you're strong in both the elevation, which is your shoulder blades up, and depression. So I don't want you to go too fast. I want you to go elevation, hold for 3 seconds, and depression, hold for 3 seconds. Elevation, hold, and depression, hold. Both of them. Get strong in both of those shapes. And there's no rush. It's not like I want you to do a set of 25 or 35 or whatever. It doesn't matter even if you do 5 of them. But I want, with all of your brain, I want you to think about those muscles and utilizing them so you can stabilize your shoulders and your back. If you watch parallel bars, you'll see that they use the elevation handstand and the depression handstand. And sometimes to get more power, they'll push into this elevation handstand. And when Chris comes on Saturday, he's going to talk about the importance of one of these elevation handstands. All right, elevation, depression, elevation, depression. We got 52 seconds to go. The next exercise that you're going to do is the handstand with your body balanced against the ground and your knees bent. And you're going to do these same exercises. But in the next exercises, instead of your shoulders going up and down, they're going to be going towards the center of your back and further away from the center. All right. And that's called retraction and protraction. So the next exercise is up if you want to take a look. And right here, it's going to be protraction and retraction, protraction and retraction. Again, the next exercise, take a look just so you can anticipate. The next exercise is the same thing, but just adding a little bit of weight. And then after that, the next exercise is these things, protraction and retraction with a little bit more weight. So we're going to be doing these ones right now. All right. Protraction is when the shoulder blades go closer to the back. Sorry, retract. Retract is like when they get closer. When wings retract, they go closer. So this is protraction, is them going outwards, and that's retraction. All right. Again, I want you to pretend that you're taking weight as if you were in a handstand. We're starting now. There's no specific number that I want you to do. Your bodies are unique to you. And when your body feels like you need to take a rest, I certainly think that it's fine to take a rest. Those of us who are able to do really consistent handstands in gymnastics are going to be more successful for sure. Now the goal is to post this video so that Chris has an opportunity to see this video. So when he comes on and we do this video again, he's already taken a look at the strength that we've done, already taken a look at your tendencies, and hopefully we can have a very informative discussion on Saturday. That will be really nice. 1 minute and 8 seconds to go. Mentally, in your brain, I want you to pretend that you're in a handstand, not just doing this drill on the ground, but you're taking weight on your wrists, just like you would in a handstand, and seeing how long you can take it. Starting to develop all of the wrist strength that you need to be supported. 43 seconds to go. Do the best that you can. And then the next exercise is going to be this support shape here. All right, you can come back to the screen. Maybe you guys go get a quick drink. Give yourself a little break. But this is going to be the next exercise. So it's the same thing. Now you're adding a little bit more weight and a little bit more weight, all right? And again, here what you're adding is a little bit of form. The challenge of having to keep your core strength and your core tight. Here, when your core is resting on the ground, you don't really have to have hip and stomach core strength, but now you're in a plank position, so you're taking weight on your hands, you're doing your scapula protraction and retraction, your toes are stretching, your knees are straight, and your core is tight, adding just a little bit more of an obligation to your body. Now, we have 10 seconds to go. I appreciate that you guys are tired. So in 3 seconds, the green starts, and you can start whenever you want. I understand that you're tired. All right, if you want to start right now, we have 1 minute and 54 seconds of this exercise. You want to lean forward on those hands, pretend the center of gravity is directly over those hands. You're on the P-bars. All right, and you're taking the weight on your hands. Maybe when somebody asks you to do like a 2-minute handstand against the wall, because you're able to take this 2 minutes like this, you're going to be more likely to not need a rest when you do it against the wall the next time. You got to slowly but surely get your arms strong enough so that just being on them for 2 minutes is like kind of just usual. I like that shape, Jackson, in your shoulders. Your shoulders are right over your hands. Abdurrahim, I think you could lean a little bit more forward over your hands, just a tiny bit. That's better. Aiden, all I see is that 6 for 6, which I love. It's my favorite thing in the world. But all I can see is the top of your head. So I would say that I do like whatever clippers they're using to give you a cut. I think that's good because I noticed that your cut is nice and smooth. Ooh, here we go. That's it. Keep those knees nice and tight, and shoulders in and shoulders out. That's it. That's it. Scapular retraction and protraction. Good job, guys. 30 seconds to go. Now, these muscles that you're using right here are your rotator cuff muscles. Sometimes people think that their rotator cuff muscles are the front of your arm, the ball part of that front of your arm, but that's not necessarily the case. That's called your deltoid. These muscles in the back are all attached to your shoulder blade. And when you hang from something, your shoulder blade wants to rip upwards. But it's these muscles here that stabilize your shoulders, stabilize your shoulder blade on your body so you can hang and swing and throw and do stuff like that. Guys, the next exercise is up. And then we only have one more. All right, so I'll show you this. This is the next exercise. Obviously, we add a little bit more weight. But the last time I said you guys can choose between doing this one here, which is elevation and depression again. So this was scapular protraction and retraction. But now we're going more towards elevation and depression now. You can do it in this particular shape here in a pike shape. Notice he's in a 90 degrees. Or you can do it in this shape here against the wall. This would be elevation and depression, elevation and depression. So you can choose to do either one. Doesn't matter to me. All right, and then after that, we take a little break on support stuff for a little while. We only have 1 minute and 36 seconds to go in this anyway. So, Jack, I appreciate what you're doing. I do see elevation and depression, but your hands are a little too wide. I want your hands right under your shoulders, like you would be on parallel bars or in a perfect handstand. It's better, Jack. I don't really care how many you do, so it's not about going fast. It's about just utilizing these muscles, reminding your brain to use them. That's it, Austin. I want you to push your armpits closer towards the mushroom. Don't move your hands. Don't move your hands. Don't move your hands. Don't move your hands. I want you to open up your shoulders. Open up your shoulders. That's it. Move towards your armpits, towards the mushroom. That's better. Like that. Good, Austin. Good. And open up a bit more if you can. Just even like another centimeter if you can. Just like that, though. That's it, Austin. And you're looking at your hands, guys. I spoke to Chris today. I asked him, what do you look at? He says, I look at my hands. All right, so make sure that your eyes are on your hands, opening up your shoulders. All right, Austin, I would open those shoulders up a little bit more, too. It looks a little bit plangy to me. That's it. Push your armpits. That's better. That's better. That motion that you're doing there is better. You guys got 21 seconds to go. Try to use the whole time. All right? Try to use the whole time. The next exercise, you're not on your hands anymore. And you only have 2 more on your hands exercises anyway. So after this, we take a good amount of time to rest. Okay, come to the screen. The next exercise is up. So you're going to lay on your belly, and you're just going to work on your upper back strength. So you're going to start like this, and notice his head is just on the ground the whole time. All right, just lift up, lift down, lift up, lift down. I want you to do, I'm going to give you guys 20 seconds of on and 30 seconds off. Or 20 and 20, 20 and 20, 20 and 20. All right, 3, 2, 1, 20 seconds up and down, and then up and down. All right, you want to fire these muscles. These muscles have to be super stable and super strong. All right, you have 5 seconds to go until you rest in your handstands. That's it. Super, super strong in these. All right, guys, rest. Just rest a little bit. You can do palm up, pull down stretch. You can do pinky up stretch, whatever. You got 9 seconds to stretch to rest anyway. 4, 3, 2, 1, and up and down. And up and down. There you go. 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Maybe stretch your shoulders, or just do rock and roll, or whatever you got to do. Doesn't matter. Abdurrahim, rest is good. Rest is good. Rest is good. All right, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Jack, rest is good. Rest is good. Okay? All right, now you guys go again. 20 seconds, and then rest, and then 20 seconds. Actually, it's just 20 seconds, and then we're done with this. That's it. Not only do you want to be flexible under the arms so that you can get your hands behind your head, but you also want to be strong in the muscles that get your hands behind your head. So it's a flexibility and a strength thing. All right, the next exercises are going to be up on the screen if you take a look. All right, you're going to have your face buried into the ground, and you're going to change from that shape to this shape here. All right. And you're just driving your heels. Notice his knees come off the ground. He's not bending. You got 23 seconds to rest. And he's just working on his lower back. It's actually like full back, but maybe even like mid back. I don't want you to arch your lower back. It's not about that. It's about using your core to drive those heels upwards. You got 5 seconds to go. All right, here we go. And I want you to do like maybe lift and hold for 5 seconds at a time. Lift and hold 5 seconds if you can. That's it. I want you to concentrate on most of the action is coming from your heel drive, not from arching. I don't want it to be a back thing. I want it to be, I guess, like almost like a hamstring butt thing, not an arch. So I want your chest to be down. Don't worry about how high you go. Worry about how tight your body is. Your heel drive, keeping your head and shoulders down, pushing into the ground, driving those heels. And I like that a lot. It's not overdone. You don't have to overdo it. You don't have to overdo it. Although, Abdur Rahim, I don't think that you are overdoing it. Right? But it's more, yeah, Abdur Rahim, you're a strong kid, dude. You're a strong kid, dude. 1 minute, 12 seconds to go. You're just trying to develop the lower back strength. And you want to hold it for a little while. But hold that for a little while. You're going to need that lower back strength in your handstands and your dislocates and your everything. So, and it's all about holding too, not just kicking up and down, but getting upside down and being comfortable with being in shapes, comfortable being with tight shapes for a long period of time. All right, the next, we have 4 more exercises to do. All right, the next exercise is a little bit of a break. So you're gonna go upside down, like on your belly like this. And you're trying to get your complete body against the ground for 2 minutes. Now you have no weight. You don't have to worry about holding anything. You don't have to worry about balancing. All you have to worry about is whether or not your armpits are open, above, like in straight. See, he has no shoulder angle there. His armpits are forcing into the ground. I even want you to have your chin on the ground, not your forehead. But look at his armpits are on the ground. He's pushing his armpits into the ground. That's what he's trying to do. He's pushing his shoulders down into the ground, slamming into the ground as tight as he can. And he's trying to hold that shape as long as he can. Now you don't have to worry about the weight on your hands. You don't have to worry about anything. So being able to stay in that shape should be relatively, less forceful on your wrists. It should be easier. But you're actively opening up and tightening those hips and actively pushing those shoulders into the ground. Said Abdur Rahim, Jack, good work. Jackson, I think you can straighten your arms a little bit, although I think it's fine. What you're doing is fine. Austin, I can only see your ear. I would say it's pretty good. I like your ear. I mean, it's a good ear. I'm sure it's an ear that you're proud. Oh, here we go. Hey, Austin. Here we go. Trying to force those armpits down. You got 1 minute, 27 seconds to go. You want to keep your left arm straight, Austin. Keep your arms straight, pushing down, straightening your body as tall as you can get. And you just want to meditate. Meditate. Those who have a good handstand are going to be good at gymnastics. So you have to have drills that are going to make you be able to do a handstand. It's just not lucky. Right? I don't know, Jack. Was it luck? Was it something that you worked on? Thumbs up if it was luck, Jack. Right, no thumbs up. So, all right, 52 seconds. The next one is going to be the same thing, but you're just going to be on your back. And you're going to be focusing on opening up your shoulders, getting your hands to the ground while your hip shape is strong. All right, we have 35 seconds to go. 35 seconds to go. All right, and then, or you flip over. It doesn't matter. Let's flip over and start now. Same thing. All right, same thing. On your back. You don't have to worry about the weight on your hands. Your wrists are getting a break. But now I want you to stick your back into the ground. Force those hips into the ground and then open up your arms. Try to get your whole elbows, all of your back, everything into the ground. Jack, make sure your toes are touching, more important than your heels. That's it, Austin. Austin, make sure that lower back, there you go. I like that engagement of your stomach there. Austin is better. So engage your stomach, really tighten that stomach up and then open those hands up, Austin. Engage your core, open your hands. Abdurrahim, good shape. Aiden, good shape. Aiden is my favorite, level 10 in the whole entire world. He's my favorite. Doesn't matter who you're talking about. All right. Oh, you got 1 minute. Let's go 30 seconds. That's enough. Point those toes. Abdurrahim, sketchiness in your toe point. Jack, that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that shape. Jackson's pretty good. Toe point is great. Austin, I like your lower back shape. I'm down with that. I know that you're engaging your hips there. I can see it in your stomach. Just keep opening those shoulders and working on that overhead range of motion. All right, you guys, let's take a rest. And then we got these 2 more exercises here. All right, there's actually more than 2, but we've only done these exercises here. This is the last exercise. It's a 45-degree upright handstand, and the next exercise is a 45-degree not upright handstand. All right, so here you just notice, I mean, he's lower than 45 degrees, but and you can't see his ears, and his hands to his feet are perfectly straight line, and he's just trying to push himself, his shoulders open, his body open, and as straight as you can get, as confident and as stable as you can get in your back and your shoulders and your upper back. Look at the upper back muscles firing. Those muscles that you're trying to strengthen are all firing to keep his shoulders above his head. All right, we already started. Good job. We're gonna go 2 minutes like this, go as long as you can, and then 2 minutes of the last one, then we're gonna do a 5-minute cool down and we're gonna be done. Open up those shoulders. Open up those shoulders. I want a straight line from your hands, from your palms, where they're pushing into the wall, all the way down to your ankles. Looking at the wall right in front of you. I want your ears touching your shoulders, looking at the wall. I don't want you to duck though. I want you to look at your hands, but with your ears between your shoulders. All right, look right at your hands, ears between your shoulders. All right, so you're peeking at your hands. You're not overcommitting your chin. You're not overcommitting your head out. You're peeking at your hands. Yeah, Aiden, I think that's pretty good, but maybe even a little bit higher. I think right now you're using a lot of your upper delt and trap strength, and I want you to use more shoulder stability and hip strength. So if you have your hands a little bit higher. Now, Jackson, I think that I would have your hands a little bit lower. Right, just a little bit lower. Jackson, that looks good. Now, Abdurrahim, good. Jack, good. Jack, I think you have a shoulder angle right now. And if you look at the picture on the screen, he's got no shoulder angle. His shoulders are all the way open. That's better, Jack. That's what you're trying to do, Jack. Open up your shoulder angle. Let those shoulders drop. No shoulder angle, but at the same time, Abdurrahim, look at your hands. You guys got 40 seconds to go. Then we got 2 minutes to go after that, and we're done. So you got to push yourself to the limit. It's one more thing that you got to do tonight, and we're done. So nothing left in the tank after this. Look at your hands. That's it, 13 seconds. Why don't you guys take a rest? I'm gonna pause the timer for a little bit. Shake your hands out, do whatever you gotta do. All right, and then when Jackson gives me the thumbs up, we'll start. All right, thumbs up. We Gucci. Let's do it. All right, we got 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes of the opposite handstand, the same thing that Jackson's doing right now. Hopefully, this is going to be opportunities for you guys to spend time upside down and develop the strength that you need, and the core body strength and the shoulder strength that you need, and the wrist strength and the endurance that you need in your muscles to stay up in a handstand for a long period of time. And not only that, but if you're mentally in a handstand, even right now, if you pretend to mentally be in a handstand, all right, mentally you'll get strong at doing handstands as well. And understanding that the expectation of a 2-minute handstand or 2 minutes against the wall is not a big deal. You guys just did, I think, 14 2-minute handstands. So you have 1 minute and 18 seconds to go. If you want to come down, you come down anytime you want. All right, that's not important to me. What's important is that you get better. You got 1 minute to go. Certainly want to push yourself as much as you can, but it's your body. Make good training choices. All right, we have 55 seconds. Open up those hips, Jack. Look at your hands, always looking at those hands. That's a good shape, Jack. Tuck those ears in just a little tiny bit. That's it, Jack. You're looking at your hands, but not overcommitting with your head out. Yeah, Jackson, it's great. Great job. Aiden, great job. Maybe ears a little bit tucked, a little bit more neutral head. There you go, Aiden. Good job. There you go, guys. Abdurrahim Abibi, good job. Look at those hands, 22 seconds to go. You're gonna use this shape as you do your giants on high bar. This core strength is gonna be pretty much beneficial every single thing that you guys do. All right, so coming to the screen, here's the next exercises, but we don't really do these exercises. So he's just got his hands, he's in a handstand and his toes are against the parallel bar above. So now he's holding a handstand with his whole entire body. And you notice that his coach is pushing his shoulders in like that, but he's still not quite responsible for the whole hold, right? Because his toes are on that bar, he's got all the weight on his hands. He's got all the weight of his body and his legs on his hands now, all right? But the stability and the actual balance of the handstand, he doesn't have to worry about, so he can worry about the alignment and doesn't have to worry about the balance of the handstand quite yet. Then the next exercise that we usually skip is just box holds. All right, box holds again. Again, you see where the coach is pushing on his hip, trying to make sure his hip is not archy in that lower back arch. Same thing here. No arch in that lower back. All right, then the next exercise is coach lifts him from here all the way to here and then back down. All right, I can't do this with you because there's a computer in the way. And then the next exercise is from here to here. And also this virtual nature of this gym that we have precludes me from doing this. And then we also have this exercise here. And those would be all of the handstand strengths that we usually present. Now, I didn't make up any of those handstand strengths, obviously. I got those from a website. I can't even remember. I think I just wrote handstand strengthening exercises and clinic or something like that. And then I just took screenshots of everything and put it up there. So I would have to say that I have to give credit to whoever put that stuff up on the internet. And that's where I usually get all my ideas anyway. So, I appreciate everybody's hard work tonight. I appreciate that we're getting better at doing handstands. I appreciate Jackie Boy for joining us. Looks like Jack already bounced. All right. I appreciate everybody's hard work. I appreciate seeing everybody on Sunday. Hope you guys enjoy the evening. Tomorrow we're at noontime, right after Yin's workout. I hope you guys have a nice evening and keep repping the 6 for 6.